You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing until Ask Cop gets here. He's on his way, so he say. We'll see what happens. My man Angelo is out of town celebrating birthdays and also, accomplishments of them amazing children that he have. That we talk about like every other week, and it's a great. We love talking about it because for real, we like seeing these kids doing great things, and Angelo's kids are doing some great things. So as a great father that he is. He got them out celebrating, plus he's celebrating birthdays with the wife. My special guest tonight, she is no stranger to the camera, no stranger to getting up here and talking about what she's doing. This is, wait, you know what? Which you want to go with I Am or you want to go with Joe Drill? Which one? Okay, this is I Am Sista Jay Jay is in the building. How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing wonderfully well, King. Thank you for having me.
So great to have you here. So great to have you here. You're going to hear her call me King a lot because we have this thing. I always call her Queen. I say a young lady right now because, I'm on the show, whatever, but this is a queen right here, Queen of Queens, as I responded to her in the text today. Queen of Queens, that is what she is. We're going to get into some things that she's doing. We're going to get into her story, which I feel is a story that a lot should know because it is a story of faith, healing,
forgiveness.
It's so much. I've heard the story. I've seen her be interviewed about the story, and I've also talked to her personally about the story also. So we're going to get into that. 404-500-1605. Y'all give us a call. Something been going on, man. I don't know if y'all just scared to talk to us or whatever, but y'all give us a telephone call. If you're looking at us live right now, you're looking at it the right way. But what I need for you to do is let people know that they need to come on over to YouTube. You need to go and share that thing. Angelo ain't here, so I got to do all these catchphrases tonight myself. Damn. Okay, so tag a friend and tell a friend. Tag a friend and tell a friend. You know, go and get over there, man, and hit that button, subscribe. Also, our TikTok shorts is taking off. Make sure that you go to TikTok, get on that Classic Konversations page. We're also on IG. We got some of our older clips also still sitting out there on Spotify, Amazon. Get on out there and see how we got this thing started, man. We had some great conversations. We're going to bring them back up, going into 2025. This is the week of Thanksgiving. So I think before I get into everything that Sista Jay Jay is doing, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. What does Thanksgiving mean to you?
Oh, for me, rest. Rest. Yes, praise him.
I totally understand. You know, you get a couple of days off. You ain't got to worry about nobody else wanting to do anything because they're also, kicking it with families and everything.
Exactly.
So, somebody in your position, I guess it helps you not feel bad about doing work.
Exactly. Although I use, when I say rest from really hustling and bustling, but I do take that time in between eating to just think about what I'm going to do.
So resting physically, but not mentally, you still on the hustle.
Yeah, still on the grind.
Still on the hustle.
Yeah.
And again, man, I'm telling you, her story, it's about the hustle, how she flipped the hustle. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. Like I said, she's joining us. Let me ask you this. Votes and everything came in and everything. We had that sister up there running for president. How was you feeling about, the race and everything and folks getting out to vote? And how did you feel about it?
Well, I'm on DC Carey's podcast, so I'm on there with all those men, right? And a lot of people don't agree. They didn't think I was right, but I said it. I said the queen is not going to win because, unfortunately, she is up against what I would call Goliath and the richest man in the world. There was no way she was going to win. And as much as she raised that money, I forgot how much money she raised, and as much as she had all of the people on the forefront saying, I got her, people change their minds when they go behind that booth. And that's what I said. So all of this, yeah, means nothing to me until I see the votes. And lo and behold, unfortunately, what I predicted came to pass.
So do you feel that we as a people kind of let her down a little bit?
I feel as though it wasn't letting her down. I think we let us down. It's not about her. It's about us. Because we have, when I listen to some of the feedback and opinions, some of my kings are not ready to have a black female leader. Some of my queens are not ready to have a black female leader.
Ooh.
So
hold on, stop right there. Because the going thing was black men didn't want to see a black woman in charge. But as a black woman, you can say that you felt because of people that you know and that you've talked to that also black women didn't want to see a black woman in charge.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So and we can even take the black factor out and just use woman. This is the second woman to have come this close, and yet they did not complete the race. So the fact that we have a black woman, that makes it even the harder. So, and I understand when people say, well, the minorities are the blacks. Well, when you put people of color together, then we no longer become the minority. And even though we may be the minority, we are still powerful. And as I stated before, we as a society overall are not ready for that. And it's not so much not ready, we don't want it. The proof is in the pudding. This is the first time in how many years that a Republican has won the electoral and the popular vote? That's a problem.
Wow, the whole black woman thing got me stuck because
you can't go no further, King.
Yeah, because nobody really spoke on that point a lot. A lot was about, because let's face it, the media puts out what they want to put out. And they put it out so much as the black man not wanting the black woman to be in charge. But, you know, didn't even think about, but when you really think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we also got to remember that it's still designed to keep the black man and the black woman at odds with each other. So that right there is going to always be an ongoing strategy that they use to keep us against each other. As a whole, we let ourselves down.
Interesting. I wish Ascot was here. Man, I wish she was here because I know he would love to speak on that. Well, listen, people, we're gonna take this break. We're gonna get back here and we're gonna get into the story of Sista Jay Jay, the story of perseverance. Like I said, like she said, the story of forgiveness, the story of flipping the hustle. She is multifaceted, multi-talented. She has a lot of things going on. So, yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Be right back.
I love it.
All these years, we talking about from the 60s, we're in 2024, and we still don't get it as a people. We still don't understand the strength and power of our people if we actually stuck together. We still don't understand our economic power, you know, the $1 trillion that we put into this country, and just to make other people rich. And then we, you know, claim foul when things don't go right because we won't put a plan together. You know, we won't do anything to stick together. And it goes so deep in terms of just supporting. Just black people just supporting each other. We talk about this all the time on the show about how we're the ones who bring our people down. We're the ones, all they do is doggone give us the match and let our people light the fuse. And we do it every single time.
Find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high-quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Hey, yo, what's happening? What's happening? Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. And we back, people. We are back. You see, we're a little light up here, but we got the Queen of Queens in the building. 404-500-1605. Give us a telephone call. while you're there, make sure that you hit that little heart button to the side. Those little emoticons and also emojis are gonna pop up. Make sure that you hit them. If you don't know what an emoticon is, once you hit the heart button, you'll see them pop up. Just touch anything. Just keep touching it. Keep touching it. Because when you touch it, it's gonna help our algorithms go up. So I told y'all, I'm multifaceted in here tonight. I'm doing a whole lot. But I'm not gonna smoke 2 cigars. I'm only gonna smoke my own. That's it. So, as I said, we got a young lady in here that is multi-talented. I've worked with her. I worked for her. She's gonna tell you that I didn't work for her. I worked with her, but still, it was her production. So I'm gonna say I worked for her, but I've also worked with her. I've been on stage with her. I've seen her host events. I've seen her walk into a room and something is needed, and she jumped right in and took some things over. So again, this is Sista Jay Jay. All platforms, I am Sista Jay Jay. Sista is, like we said at Thanksgiving, SISTA, JJ, JAY, JAY. She has her own production company, No Nickel and Dime Productions. She has 2 movies streaming right now on Tubi and Amazon Prime. 3 more due to stream in 2025. We're going to come back to that because first thing I want to do is talk about her path and, how she ended up flipping the hustle. So I don't want to say I know the story, but I want her to give the story. So I'm going to give you the microphone, young lady.
Okay.
We're going to talk about how it started and yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna do the slow version or the quick version, not the slow version, the quick version. So yes, I was a drug dealer. I don't come from a bad background because most people think that if you were a drug dealer in the streets that you automatically came from the hood or lived in this bad neighborhood. I came from a relatively good middle class, God-fearing community of family, friends.
Okay.
My career started as a rapper. I thought I was going to be a rapper, and actually KRS-One wanted to sign me. I hooked up with some people. I always loved money, always loved fashion. Come from a family of entrepreneurs. Some of us legal, some of us not. So the hustle, it was in my blood.
Hey, y'all, she got bars, too.
Yeah, I got a little bars.
She got bars, I promise you.
So, my mom had a salon in Baltimore, one in Virginia, and so the hustle game was in me. I just hooked up with some people and just got to be mindful about the people that you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. And around the time that KRS-One was in negotiation with my camp, shout out to Black Knight Entertainment, I was in the street actually living the life that I was rapping about, thinking that I needed to do that to take care of my children. So I don't make no mistakes I don't make any excuses for what I did. I learned the game. One thing about me, I just need to know the rules. Once I figure out the rules, I'm gonna rock the game. And so I thank God that I never was robbed and things like that, because I always thought if I eat, you eat. So for me, I learned the game, not realizing that I was hurting my community. I was just thinking about getting this money and putting myself and my children in a good place. So I was one of those ones that, what you call a Peter Pan, rob from the rich and give to the poor. But I was actually killing my people to help my people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? So as much as I was making the money, I didn't hit millionaire status, but I hit a hell of a $500,000 status. I was doing my thing, and one of the reasons why I didn't go to the next level because I wasn't willing to put a body on me. So I just did what I did, and I would give to people that were in need, and basically I got hemmed up, and the person that I was helping the most was the person that turned state evidence on me and my brother, and I always love my brother because we didn't discuss the rules of if you get hit, what you're supposed to do. It's just what to do, and I couldn't talk anyway because if I did, that would have meant my family. That's how much involved I was in. So I'm kind of like bouncing around because some things you got to take to your grave.
So you took it.
I had to take it. The judge gave me 50 years. I had to take it.
All right,
He gave
y'all
me
hear
50
that, people?
years. Yeah, I had to take it.
Judge hit the gavel and gave her 50.
Yeah.
But
I had
as
to
you can
take
see,
it.
she's sitting here right now, and you
Yeah.
know she ain't done no 50 years by looking at her. So
Nope.
go ahead.
Yeah, I
and-
ended up
and
getting
talk
two.
about
The
how
judge
that
gave me
thing
50. The shorter girl turned state evidence. I don't never call her name because she don't deserve the name to be. Even though I forgave her, but at the same time, I have to understand that it was a matter of survival. For me, I always will hold this. If everybody would have just chilled, we would have just walked. But then I think about it. If I would have got out, ain't no telling what I would have been at. Because my mindset was,
probably would have went right back.
oh,
to
I was
it.
going harder. Because I had to make up for what we lost. And I had to pay who I owed. And then I had to make sure that I was good. So I would have went harder, you know. So in hindsight, I thank her for for talking, in hindsight. But I forgive. It's all good. I've long time forgave. Still don't mention the name because you don't deserve that. But when I came home, I just decided I still got in trouble. Man, I came home. I was mad at my management team because I felt like they turned their back on me. I didn't realize that I carried the whole company on my back because once KRS-One signed, everybody was gonna eat.
This is the music side of things.
That's the music
right now.
side. So you don't realize that. All I know is that you all turned your back on me. I don't realize that my actions cost a whole crew of people that was waiting to eat off of me not to eat. So thank God they're doing okay. But then I got in trouble again. I got in trouble again. I went to jail. I didn't go to prison. I went to jail. And got out, still doing it. I still out there. I was like, I ain't gonna do crack, I ain't gonna do coke, I'm just gonna do weed. You know, everybody smoke weed. You don't do a lot of time for that. You know, and situation happened to where kids would have gotten hurt. And that's when I didn't know about the Holy Spirit and all that stuff because I was raised Muslim. Okay. So I had that militant with me. You know, that's why sometimes you see me, I go from all dainty and I still be militant a little bit with it. So, I mean, I was that person. I carried the 22 right on my thigh, carried a blade in my mouth. Still do that from time to time because I be in these streets by myself. So, you know, that last time, I heard the voice of the Lord say, if you don't get it together, the blood of these kids is going to be on your hand. I've always had a love for children. I've always had a love for the underdog. I've always had a love for people who were in need. And so I was like, wait a minute. I can't let these innocent children die behind my foolishness. And that's what really turned my life around. And so, you know, I started doing things that for the community on a positive note. And then it just started to grow. I don't want to get too long-winded, but it just started to grow. So, yeah, I ended up getting reduced. The sentence ended up getting reduced to 10, suspended down to 10, reduced to 5. I made first parole. I always tell people I didn't open my mouth. I was willing to eat the time, but thank God I didn't have to. Yeah.
So when you say that you started doing things for the community, is that at that moment were you thinking about film? Were you thinking about movies? Or were you just thinking about, you know, just doing something to help your people in the community hands-on?
So, you know, that's funny that you say that, JT, because I was telling somebody, I said, I've always used the art to help the community because it's always been who I was. Like when I was in Baltimore, I tried out for the School for the Arts. Didn't get accepted. So it's little things like that kept pushing me to the street because I'm like, well, dang, I know I'm a good actress. Why I can't get in? So it's like bumping. I'm going to go hang out with my friends in the street, do whatever they doing. But then we were rapping. So I started flowing, but then I need to eat. I didn't want to work. So I didn't want to work the regular job. So I'm making the money. My home got me. I'm running up and down the highway, you know, being a, you know what I mean? And I'm making that money.
So because of the School of the Arts and like you said, you felt that you was a good actress, is that what pushed you like behind the camera? Is that
So what made me get
that's where it
behind
started?
What made me get behind the camera was our partner, I love collaborating. You know my thing, collaboration over competition, individually grounded together equals a win for everyone. So I was calling myself collaborating with this king from Virginia. And he nutted up. I think what happened was he talked the talk, I walked the walk. I will come back to Virginia to shoot our first film. And we did a short film just to test to see how we work together. It was good. You got to be careful when you're in this business with men that got wives or men that got significant others. Mm-hmm. I'm very humble when I talk with my kings that got their significant others because I want their queens to know I don't want your man. Any man that I work with, please let your woman know I don't want them. So this particular situation, this queen couldn't understand that. So he left me high and dry. And so we had to finish the film. Too Crazy on Another Level. We had to be done. It had to be finished. So I don't know what he thought. So I just got behind the camera and did what I did and just been flowing ever since. But I already knew how to operate the camera, not on his level. But I already knew what to do. And I just prayed and I was like, all right, God, you was with me. I always tell God, I say, you was with me with the 50. You didn't let me do the 50. So anytime I do anything, you got to be with me. I got to make sure this is what you want me to do. And then I just been rolling with it. The first one I laugh at, I'm like, dang, all the mistakes I made, da-da-da-da. But kind of self-trained. I got a bunch of mentors. Mm-hmm. And I'm ever learning. I'm ever growing. And yeah, but the community thing, I've always helped with the community. I always did something with the community. I just started to learn how to merge the two together, if that makes sense.
So I got to touch on this since you went there. Collaboration over competition. We're in the city of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And let's just face it, there's a lot of competition.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, you preach the collaboration over competition thing. What is it? Individually grinding together will equal a win for everyone. Mm-hmm. So with that, being here in Atlanta, individually trying to bring people together to collab, how's that worked out for you?
I'm going to jump the gun a little bit. I'm going to just say I got 153 plus women. We're about to launch the first collaboration affirmation book December the 14th. So I think that tells us how it works out for me.
Okay.
And we did that in less than 4 months.
Okay. All right. You got a couple of other books out there too.
Yes,
right?
yes. We got a couple of other books. My publication company, Red Girl Publishing. And I want to go back. Sista Jay Jay's not slang. I was laying in my bed, and when God was just remolding me, conditioning me, training me, and showing me who I am in Him, He gave me Sista Jay Jay, which is servant and servanthood to the Almighty, joy, anointing, and yielding. So every time you say that, you are making me responsible for who I am. I'm a servant to the Almighty. Anytime you come in my presence, there should be joy, there should be some anointing, and I yield to the way of God and not to my way. So you are holding me accountable for who God say I am. So that's why Sista Jay Jay is so important.
Ooh, I know y'all heard another voice here. As you can see, my man Asakop is in the building. What's happening, bro? How you doing?
Hey, outstanding. God is good.
I don't know.
Why you laughing, man? Oh, that's messed up, bro.
I mean, you've had a great day for you to come in talking like that.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm laughing, because usually, I mean, y'all, I couldn't call it, hey, man, just another day, but yeah, God is good.
Yes, He's good.
Yeah, he's had a day.
Okay.
As he goes back.
No, everything's good, bro. Love it.
Good deal. Glad you
how
was
you
able to
doing?
make it, bro.
How you doing, King?
Yeah, Sista Jay Jay, this is Ask a Cop. Ask a Cop, this is Sista Jay Jay.
I heard a lot about you, and your accolades are phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's doing a thing. Now, in the collaboration part, I have to ask, because, again,
Let's do it.
I'm here in Atlanta. And there's a lot of different pulls sometimes from a whole bunch of different directions.
Right.
And you just said you had a whole bunch of women, which in itself is an accomplishment to come together and do something together. How are you able to deal with the pull from the different entities? I mean, you have your own, get me wrong, because, you know, you're moving in a way, and I know this for a fact. But, you know, there's other things out there. People want to work with you. One want to work with you this way. One want to say, hey, I want to do this for you. But then somebody else comes back around because it's competition and not collaboration. How do you deal with that?
So I think that goes back to me being the oldest of 7 children plus, being the second oldest of my generation, and being locked up with over 300 women. I had to learn how to deal with multiple personalities. See, I didn't know that the things that I was going through was training for a time such as this. So I deal with people on the level that they're on. Also, I'm not, don't get it wrong, don't get me twisted, I'm not a Jesus freak, but I rock with God in the realest way. So when I'm dealing with people, I'm listening for his voice to tell me how to deal with this person. I need to see their spirit. I need to see their heart. I need to see their motives. So if you're the person that God want me to deal with, then he's going to show me how to deal with you. Because a lot of times people who may be aggressive, it's not that they're aggressive because they're mad, they're just nasty. There's something else going on. So it's either one for me to figure out what it is, and then I chime in so we can get past that, so we can bring out the best in you, or 2, for me to get the heck away from you. So I'm like, God, you show me which way you want me to rock with these people. And so that's what God has been doing for me. He's been growing me, molding me, and grooming me to be able to deal with people on multitudes of levels, even men. We have the men collaboration book as well. We got 30 plus men on, 28 men on a 30-day men collaboration book with the affirmation. With the series that you were speaking about, we have 3 volumes. We're working on the 4th volume, and we have 2 volumes for the men working on the 3rd volume. The reason why we did this book is because I believe love is the best emotion of every emotion. And I believe that is the key to everything. But the world and society got us thinking that we got to hate each other. We got to be angry at each other. You got to be big and bad. I ain't no joke now. Don't get it twisted. If you come at me incorrect, I'm going to have to ask God to help me not respond the way my flesh would want to respond. But when I read that word and when I talk to God, he always bring me back to love. Love don't mean that you're weak. It means that you're strong.
Yes.
But you got to know how to love, who to love, when to love, and which way to love. So for me, I wanted to leave something because I planted enough negative seeds. I have fed the community enough poison. I have been instrumental in somebody not eating, somebody's child being left by themselves, somebody gone to their grave, somebody gone to jail, let's be realistic, some parent out there and left their child to be in danger. I have been a part of that by me being a drug dealer. So I can't work my way to heaven, but what I want to do is uproot what I have seeded and now see something positive. And for me, that's love, right? So when I leave this earth, those words will live forever, a love story. So I found out by being a certified life coach that most of the time, if people just talk it out or write it out, they'll solve their own problems. They're healed. So talk it out, write it out, read it. It's not that we are rejoicing in somebody else's misfortune, but if I could see what you've been through and see how you're able to still stand, that gives me the strength, that gives me the energy, that gives me the power for me to go out here and do what I need to do based on who I am and who God developed me to be. And to move in love. Ain't nothing wrong with love. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's you wear a lot of hats. Not including the one you got on. But you wearing a lot of hats. Certified life coach, production company, book, what collaborations, nonprofit organizations. I mean, the collaboration over competition breathes. You're somebody that likes to bring people together.
Right.
What drives you to keep getting these different hats? I mean, certified life coach. What made you want to?
I'm just happy to be alive, man. That's another story right there. I'm just happy to be alive. I had my close encounters with death. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just happy to be alive, man. That's where it's at. I'm just happy to be alive.
Yeah, because I've seen the team that you work with, and I know some of the people that you brought in to work behind the camera, giving them different experiences.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it out there, and I hope he's watching because I tagged him. My man T Cool. Me and T Cool go way, way, way back, and seeing him work with you, and seeing where he's at now, and you know what I'm talking about. You put him in a place that I don't think T Cool ever thought that he was going to end up in, behind the camera, holding a boom mic, doing that type of stuff. So that shows, that you are one of those people that want to bring people together and uplift them in a different way that they probably didn't even see themselves. Yeah. So
T Cool's chapter in the book has delivered so many men. I have men calling me, telling me about his chapter. And I told him, I said, King, you need to get out here and start talking to these kings, because men need to be talked to. I'm so tired of people saying that. I'm an advocate for my black man. Hey, it is what it is. I love my black man. That's just my man. I love my kings. So when I talk to a black man, I call him king. I'm talking to the greatness in them. So I don't care what level you are, I don't care what you did. You're a king. You're a child of God. You are the first. So I talk to that person. And that's what I want to pull out. So when you leave me, you feel empowered. You feel good about yourself. I like people to love to see me come and hate to see me go. That's my thing.
All right, well, listen. Ask a Cop is kind of dipping into the pond of the whole entertainment side of things. So,
a little bit.
Yeah, he dipping in a little bit.
Okay.
He dipping in a little bit, so we'll get into that a little bit more when we get back. Plus, was you able to get that queued up, Dwayne, when we come back? Yeah, we're gonna we got a conversation, so we're gonna get off of Sista Jay Jay and her movement for a minute, get your opinion on a couple of things. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Ask a Cop.
All these years, we talking about from the 60s, we're in 2024, and we still don't get it as a people. We still don't understand the strength and power of our people if we actually stuck together. We still don't understand our economic power, the $1 trillion that we put into this country, and just to make other people rich. And then we, claim foul when things don't go right because we won't put a plan together. We won't do anything to stick together. And it goes so deep in terms of just supporting. Just black people just supporting each other. We talk about this all the time on the show about how we're the ones who bring our people down. We're the ones, all they do is doggone give us the match and let our people light the fuse. And we do it every single time.
Ready to find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high-quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Yo, we back, man. We back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
As you can see, Ask Cop is in the building. Angelo is, like I said, is out in celebration of all the accomplishments of some children of his and also his wife's birthday. He's out having a good time.
Oh, he doing a big.
Yeah. Send us some pictures. The dude is chic low.
I saw that white. I thought it was a Diddy party.
Oh no!
I had to know. Just joking. I'm just joking.
Oh man! How'd you hit me?
No, he is chilling in Dubai.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he didn't want us to say where he was, did he?
Oh,
My bad. But that shot got out the bag now. Buddy baller for real.
Yeah, he having a good time. Hey, well, since he don't put it out there, hey man, let me know what's happening.
My bad.
Me and my wife just actually made, we going in February, so I'm looking forward to that for our 5-year anniversary. So let me know the spots. I probably can't do the spots you doing, but I can at least do something across the street. Probably a little less on the pocket type deal. I probably won't have on all white. I probably have on like beige.
Oh, he was looking like a chic.
Yeah, I told you he went up the shoe.
That's why I made the Diddy joke, because all white, did all white part. But his was chic and spending them ducats.
Yeah, chic Angelo. That's what he doing over there, man.
Making that real money.
With an afro. You know what I'm saying? All right, Dwayne, you got to go and roll that. People, we're going to run this clip, and then we're going to talk about what's said in this clip. I think it's major important in our community. It's your resident. Oh, we got it up. Come in. Can you, okay, we're having some technical difficulties with that. So I'll go ahead and explain it, basically.
You was disciplined with him, a little bit more collected than the niggas who cute like they mamas.
How do we move towards a place where black men are so emotional?
You can't. You can't, homie, because the only way you can not be emotional is you have to have a father who teaches you and trains your emotion. Other than that, your mama, you have to be emotional because that's the only time your mother whoops you. You got no spankings when your mother was calm and not emotional. So that's why you're emotional. You were disciplined with emotions. You weren't disciplined with logical rules to follow. You got spanked when you were frustrated. You didn't get spanked calmly and taught while you were being spanked. So you can't undo this, homie. What's done now, we can't undo this. We'll be dead and gone before we see a new group of men that don't respond like us.
As a black man, what can I instill in a young black boy to make sure that he doesn't respond with emotion?
Treat his mother right and train your child's emotions. So it means you have to spend time with your son. I mean, you gotta spend a lot of time with your son. He gonna be the cool nigga who friends follow him because he cool like his daddy. They gonna be cute like they mama, where they dress, where they look, but he gonna be cool like his daddy. That's why you always see the niggas who got daddies seem a little bit more cool.
Okay, so basically, it was Charleston White, and basically what he's speaking about is saying that men that are raised in a single-parent household with their mothers are more emotional. They react on emotion, and they don't react in logic. Men that are raised with the father in the household or under their father, because there are some single father households out there, they actually react with logic and explanation of why they're reacting the way they are. What Charleston White used as an example was discipline and spankings. He basically said that mothers would spank out of emotion and not teach of why they're being spanked. Fathers actually disciplined and spanked with logic and actually telling you why you was getting this done. So we'll get at you since you just got here and had a lot of time to get on this microphone. Go on and talk about it, bro.
Charleston White, like I said, I don't think he gets the credit. He spoke, when we had him on the show, he'll speak on why he actually says things the way he does. And I think a lot of us try to get too intellectual with what he says, and there's a certain segment that turns away from him automatically without even listening to him. It's almost like Farrakhan. Yeah, he's fruit of Islam, but if we listen to the Honorable Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, a lot of the problems we have in the black community, we wouldn't have today. And that's not to say, I'm Christian, so I'm not saying switch religions. I'm just saying if we were able to disconnect his religion from what he says, we'd be a lot further along as a people as far as looking out for each other, spending our money in our own communities. You can look to just the Muslim community in the West End, Sunni Muslims. They buy from each other. They're self-composed, health food stores, everything right there. They don't let crime occur on the streets. They police their own areas. Now, getting back to what Charleston White does, I think what he does, he calls us out on our bullshit. And I was expecting President Obama to do it, some of the other Jesse Jackson, Sharpton, and all these other people that are put in place as leaders for us, but they never speak on that underperforming segment of our community. And what he's done this time, I think he simplified it too much, because just because you're raised by a woman doesn't mean you're gonna be overly emotional in every circumstance. But if you're raised by a woman and she's not careful about the men she brings around you, or if you have no uncles, cousins, father figures, could be a coach or somebody stepping in there that imprints on you early on, the only person around for you to imprint on is women. And I will agree to a certain extent with him. A lot of times when men aren't afforded the opportunity to be around other men, a lot of them, in the heat of the moment, they'll even, I've seen dudes in the middle of an argument put their hand on their hip, or there's no off button, where a lot of times, when the first time my uncle told me, hey, if you gotta bring a gun to that spot, you probably don't need to be there. Well, hey, the best fight is the one you walk away from. That's stuff your daddy and your uncles or different people teach you. And when people aren't taught that, what do women get to do that men don't get to do? They can pop them guns. And you find a lot of men that pop them guns, and then when they run up against a booger bear, now they got to put them things up. That's not saying they can't fight, but they find themselves fighting a lot more because they got to pop them guns. That's all I got.
Queen?
I love the fact that Charleston bring topics that shock people's nerves, and we need that. I do agree with him in the retrospect of most women, we are emotional creatures by nature. Men are analytical creatures by nature. So when I think about his conversation, I think about my dad. When my stepdad would discipline us, he would literally talk to us of why we're getting disciplined. And I used to always tell my sister, I said, Daddy played Jedi mind tricks because he basically made me think, yeah, Dad, I deserve this whipping. Come on, give it to me. Because of the logic, right? When my mom, beautiful woman, but emotional, she didn't take the time to explain to me what I did wrong, why I did it, how it would have an effect. So what does that mean to me? That means that we do need both parents to raise the child, because a man does need to have a balance. He needs to have emotion, but he also needs to have logic. But when you have more emotion than logic, then that's an imbalance. So now we deal with a lot of these young men that are making emotional decisions that are causing them permanent, unchangeable circumstances. So we do need to make sure that we have our men talk to our young boys to teach them how to deal with their emotions. So I agree with them. Most men that are raised by women are more emotional than men that are raised with men.
Yeah, I have to say, Charleston, just like you said, his shock value, sometimes it shocks people to look away, like you said, instead of listening all the way through. You gave a great example. Mr. Farrakhan back in the day, then nobody, he's a Muslim, I'm not going to listen to nothing he got to say. After he started speaking, everybody would turn away if they were Christian. But if you listen past the first introduction and things of that nature, he was speaking about things that help people as a whole, not just speaking about the Muslims. And I think Charleston White does the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes Charleston, they're just like anybody else, they're going to say some stuff and do some stuff that you're not going to agree with. But I think we need to start, we're so quick to judge and put people in certain boxes that once we put them in that box, nothing they can say or do will please us or educate us. But Charleston is one of those people that actually, his shock values got him where he's at, and I think people need to start listening to some of the stuff he said. And what he's saying here, I'm with it. I think that men, like I said, they're analytical, especially, now with the way things are right now, we think about more of consequences than just reacting.
That's right.
There were a time, there's still a lot of men out there that will just react, and just do stuff instead of thinking of what could happen, the consequences of what you're thinking about doing or what you're about to do. I was raised by a single mother, but I was raised in a time where we had a village, where there was a Johnny Hargrove or a Mike Cummins, I'm speaking names from my hometown, that would actually show up and say, what the hell is you out here doing?
Take the time to do it,
yeah. There was those guys that would come and make sure, or they would take you places and show you why you shouldn't be doing what that person is doing and give you the explanation on why. But I think today, we don't have that. We don't have the village anymore, because now if you speak to somebody else's child, they want to beat you up because you're speaking to their child. Instead of thinking that that person might be able to fill in a spot that you might be lacking on, or you don't have the wisdom or the education to help in a certain area. It's like you said, coaching. Today it's hard to coach kids because everybody's daddy think they know exactly how to play the position.
The ones that dads actually show up.
Right.
And that's a big, that's the thing that got me out of coaching.
And that's the thing is, you're happy that the parents are actually there, but then you got those parents that, you want to say, well, hey, listen, you know, we actually do need another coach. You know, why don't you, since you seem to know.
Then they stop talking. Then they stop
talking at all, you know, everything, or stop showing up because now this dude, he tripping, man. He tripping on me, that type of thing. But I think we should start listening to people and stop judging so fast because of their past statements or the way they look or where they came from, you know, that type of deal.
Yeah.
I want to get on the Obama thing that you said.
Well, let me add to this, though. Well, I'll clean it up a little bit. I'll say this. It's just like Charleston White. A lot of times people don't look into his past. He's been an activist his whole life. And he's been, if you check his early stuff out, he's quite eloquent the way he speaks. But he realized that everybody that speaks that way doesn't address the people in our communities that need to be addressed. Just like this conversation we're having now. We know who we need to put this message to, but nobody's gonna come out and say it. We just teeter-totter and talking like we're talking to everybody that's past a certain tax bracket. And that's not saying everybody that's below that tax bracket's bad, but there's a certain segment of our community that everybody, it's like the pink elephant in the room. When there's noses shooting or something happens or this happens, we know exactly who it is. It's not black people, but they're black. Right. And I said I was gonna stop saying infected, but they're infected.
Yeah, infected.
And
he uses the word infected.
Yeah, instead of N-word.
The N-word.
Like that.
And so I think what's happened with Charleston White, a lot of people, and that's that uppity side of, I call them the black 10%, the black people making 100 and above, and they have an uppiness to them that if it doesn't have reverend, bishop in front of it, or a certain degree of doctor in front of it, it's like they automatically shut down. It's almost a preconception that the only people we can learn from are those of us that are educated or good jobs or this or that. And I think a lot of people turn their back on Charleston White because of his delivery, but he's not speaking to you. And you want to be intellectual and intelligent on every other subject, but if you cannot listen to Charleston White and see who he's speaking to and still come away with a message, what happens when it's the Bible and they're speaking in the old language? You know, whoa, make a note. Bible study Wednesday. I'm going to ask them what they mean because I'm nodding my head but don't understand. And we'll do it with anything like that. Or I started speaking in French. You be like, shit, he's speaking in French. Well, I got to learn French now. But when it comes to somebody that wants to put a certain twang to it, then we want to look at him as a negative and not hear his message. And I'll be honest with you, and I put President Obama and every other black leader in that category. When it comes to reaching those people that Charleston White reaches, only time that demographic even wants to talk to him when it's election time. Other than that, they ignore him. And these people realize they're being ignored. So when you get somebody that points the finger at them, if you look at the comment section, there's a lot of people that use the same language that he uses that are agreeing with him. They're not saying, nah, man, that's it. No, they're saying, yo, bro, you're right. And so if we don't start pointing out the negatives about our own culture, he says it all the time, you can't expect anybody else to look at us differently when we see what a certain segment's doing and we don't even call them on their bullshit. That's all he's basically saying. If we're not going to change until we acknowledge the fact that we have a lot of the inner city schools are underperforming. Okay, unless you want to say that white people, Asians, and Indians are more intelligent, we got to explain the test and quit just saying, oh, the test ain't set up for us. What are you saying? No, we let ourselves and certain segments of our community fall so far behind, we're not going to be able to catch up without extra help. But if we're not acknowledging that problem exists and why it exists, there will never be a change.
I would like to add to that, King, that I feel as though one of the reasons why is because we don't want to be responsible for that. We have gotten to a place where we're comfortable with what I call the spinners, acting as if you are doing something, but you actually are not. So when you have individuals like yourself, like Charleston West, that's saying, listen, we ain't doing right. Now we're being forced to face the reality of our own insignificance. And so we'd rather shut him down so that we don't have to come up to the bar. So we can point the finger at everybody why the school system is not the way it's supposed to be, why the children are not doing what they're supposed to do, why the Obamas are not doing what they're supposed to do. But it does start in the home. That's the first part of the village, and that's the home. And so it's easy to point the finger at someone else opposed to looking at ourselves. So when you have people like him that are hitting straight to the hip, it's easy to shut them down so you can continue to do what you're doing. And then your children are lost.
That's that upper tax bracket that you're speaking about.
But what I'll say about this, and this is one thing I will say through that certain segment of society, they're responding to Charleston White. And you know, the people that aren't, it's almost like the white liberal is also the black 10%. They want to be able to feel better about themselves almost and ignore the problem until they need to vote. But they know what this issue is. You got to look at in Fulton County in Atlanta, school system. About 15 years ago when they had that scandal where the superintendent sat down with all the I don't know, I was going to say the sorority, but all those individuals of certain sororities and all these black intellectuals at part of that 10% and all the ones with doctor in front of their name, and they sat down and faked the tests and built in tests for all those black kids that they knew were underperforming. And I'll say this, what they did on that test was worse than a cop killing somebody on the corner for absolutely no reason. Because now you have thousands of black minds that during that period, it was all the schools now, all these schools sat down and faked the test. They told some kids not to even come to school because they knew they would take their own test. And the teachers sat around with pizza filling out tests for these kids. It was that, but corruption was that widespread. So now you put a whole segment of students into the workforce that didn't need to be in the workforce because they should have been kept back. And so that's what's happening in our community, and everybody ignores it. The Baltimore public school system failed in every single subject. And nobody, now we want to talk about, hands up and everything else and Black Lives Matter, but not a single black politician said, hey, look, let's find out what's wrong, let's push it, I want somebody's head. Now, if that would have been a white superintendent, those same people would have been apeshit mad. But the problem is, now you had a black mayor, black superintendent, black police chief, and nothing changed. And that's what we got to change as a people, because we're not going to move forward as a people, as evidenced as the last election. We're not going to move forward. What Charleston White has been saying from the onset and even before, that Indians, Asians, whites, Latinos, blacks, that's the ranking as far as income. With a number 3 minority in America right now, when you look at others, which would be Indians, Asians, and Native Americans, pretty soon they're gonna move into 3 and we're gonna be 4. If our vote would cease to matter when we cease to matter. All we are, and I said a lot of times on the show, we are the new cotton. They pick us when they want to. We have over, $1.5 trillion of income every year. We're the #1 consumer, but we don't move because we do not do anything in unison. Other than talk about each other. The men throw bar, we'll talk about each other like a dog in unison, but other than that, we won't. So until we affect a change and start believing, not caring who says it or how they look or how they talk, but deal more with the substance of what they're saying. And I put Charleston White up against any black political leader on the topic of us, including Obama, hands down. And I'm saying because he speaks from the heart, he's been doing it his whole career. He's not doing it for votes. He's always been black. He didn't claim black. Last 6 months, last 2 years, he's always been black. And he's been very pro-black. It's like he's putting on a coat. That buffoonery and joking around, that's something he put on. If you listen to him early on, he's on point. He's a very intelligent man. And I think you're going to see him, when he gets the right amount of attention where he sees he has the followers and the voice he needs, I think he's going to step out of that shell and you're going to see Charles and White. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't become a leader.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a leader now.
That's
a
more of a leader across all
Basically,
racial lines.
it's something that I've always said. We need to clean up our own backyard before we can expect anybody to help us clean up our front
care
yard.
about it.
And with that, we're going to take this break. We're going to come back. I want to quickly, when we come back, I want you to talk about your nonprofits. And then we're going to get into that top 5. If you looked at it last week, you know his answers already. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And ask cop.
All these years, we talking about from the 60s, we're in 2024, and we still don't get it as a people. We still don't understand the strength and power of our people if we actually stuck together. We still don't understand our economic power, the $1 trillion that we put into this country, and just to make other people rich. And then we, claim foul when things don't go right because we won't put a plan together. We won't do anything to stick together. And it goes so deep in terms of just supporting. Just black people just supporting each other. We talk about this all the time on the show about how we're the ones who bring our people down. We're the ones, all they do is doggone give us the match and let our people light the fuse. And we do it every single time.
Studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
All right, y'all, we back. We back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And ask the cop.
Top 5, I put it in the chat. Top 5 Thanksgiving side dishes. But before we get there, I want Sista Jay Jay to talk to us about her nonprofit organizations, the Bridging Hand Inc. and Sisters in Media.
Yes.
Go and talk
So
about
real
that.
quick, Sisters in Media is basically what regular publishing is under, and it's not just about women, but it's women ran, and it's every aspect of the media, whether it's podcasts, books, movies, anything dealing with the media. We come together to help women tell their stories. And even men, I don't leave my men out, but it has to be 60% women ran in order for us to help out. With the Bridge in Hand, I've been operating under the Bridge in Hand for many, many years, but last year's the first year that we actually did have it legalized, for lack of better words. And we bridged individuals with organizations or people. We bridge the resources together. And one of the ones we do is with two of them. It's the Models Against Cancer, Models Against Hunger. We're working on Feed Me a Joke, where we will be helping children who can't afford lunch. That's the craziest thing in the world, but we're that organization to help other organizations help people. And I definitely want to shout out, y'all come on out to the movie premiere coming on Sunday. December the 7th. We got a double feature, December the 7th, Unbelievable Revenge and The Preacher and the Whore. So y'all come on out, check it out.
That's right. Y'all heard it right. The Preacher and the Whore. You got one movie that's going to be about revenge. And you got one movie that's going to be about the
Preacher and the Whore.
And the street corner.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Charleston. It's not what you think.
Before we go in the top 5, go ahead and let everybody know where they can follow you and find you at and everything.
Yes, all social media at I am Sista Jay Jay, Sista Jay Jay. I love to hear from you.
And congratulations to you. You got a degree honor.
Yes,
what is it?
May 15th, I will be walking in my hometown, Baltimore. That's why I was like, watch out now, Baltimore. I will be receiving a humanitarian honorary doctorate. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There we have people on the show.
There you go. There you go. Closing remarks, bro.
Closing remarks. I'll start with this. We need to start looking past certain things we don't like and hear people out, particularly with our black leaders. Charleston White, okay, he's rough around the edges, but if you listen to his message, he's on point. Minister Farrakhan, I in no way agree with the hate, the white, blue-eyed devil and all that stuff. I don't believe in that part of it. But if you look at his early stuff all the way to today, he hasn't changed. Everything he says is exactly what our communities need. Self-reliance and make people earn our dollar and make people earn our vote. He's always said it. And then also, I'll add this part to it. Everybody that listens to the show, let's try it for a week and just speak and address every black person you see. What's up, black man? What's up, sister? Hello, how are you doing? And start speaking to somebody, because I think that'll change a lot of our communities if we just start acknowledging each other's presence. Mm-hmm. Jews do it. Latinos do it. We need to get back to one love. That's all I got.
No, I like that. ATL's hottest. Is it this week, the last week? This week is the last week to vote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
y'all can vote for me too.
Yeah. Tell your category real quick.
I am Miss ATL Hottest and No Nickel and Dime Production for the film. So,
all right, as we told you, Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Asaka.
We are in there for online production. I think it's radio show and podcast. I'm in there for online personality, also actor in the stage play. And me and my wife are ATL's hottest power couple. So if you please go get them votes in.
Yeah.
I want to pick this thing up again because, again, the last time I was surprised when I got it, and I didn't say my speech right. I want to do it again.
They didn't put me on the trophy last time, though. Welcome.
But you know what? I got some. He got that. He already reached out to me about that. We're actually probably going to have. Wait a minute, I thought Brian. Yeah, that's right. He out of town. He was going to come tonight, but he was out of town. So we'll probably get him up here again soon because I want to talk about his platform. Closing remarks for me, man. Echoing on what you said in regards to speaking to somebody. One of my mottos in life, something going down the same thing, is make at least 5 people smile a day. If you can make 5 people smile a day, they're going to make somebody else smile. So you've probably affected 100 people. Mm-hmm. But the speaking thing, I'm with you. I've started doing that more. I've actually started, because speaking to females is hard sometimes because I don't know why, but females in Atlanta walk around like they're mad. You know, ask them why you so mad? What's going on? And just speak. And I think, you know, every time, ladies, if a man speak to you, it doesn't mean he's trying to holler at you. He's just speaking. Fellas, speak to each other. Give the head nod. Do something. But just let them know that we are one. You know what I'm saying? So, top 5 Thanksgiving side dishes. You ready, Dwayne? Or should we let him go first? He gonna get the best ones.
He'll get the best ones every time. All right, here I go. You want to go first? I'll go.
Macaroni and cheese, potato salad, dressing, collard greens, and yams.
All right, I'll go next.
Did I hit it?
All right, let's go with that East Feliciana gumbo. Gumbo, Louisiana. Cornbread dressing with giblets from the turkey. Cranberry sauce, homemade from the actual berries. That's my sister makes that. Candy yams fried where you cut them halfway, you put the brown sugar in and you burn them a little bit so they get like that. All right?
Like that.
Like that.
And fried turkey. Louisiana style.
Okay.
Fried turkey, never can go wrong with a good old fried turkey.
And some muscadine wine, honorable mention. Homemade, of course.
I'm about to say muscadine. That's got to be homemade. For me, rice and gravy, brown gravy, that is. Collard greens, yes. Sometimes I know every now and then my family will do a collard turnip blend.
Yeah, that's good.
Boy, oh boy. Whew, yeah. But also I like cabbage.
Cabbage.
Green beans. What is that? That's 4? That's 3 or 4?
4.
Number 1 for me. Oh. I know you said turkey, that's not a side, but so I'm gonna go there. The ham with the pineapple on it. If they ain't got the pineapple on it, you know, with the toothpicks, that pineapple glaze and them pineapples sitting up there. If they ain't got that, I don't even give me that ham. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be that way. But number 1, mac and cheese. But hear me out. Not any mac and cheese. I'm so thankful that my mother is still here to this day because she can make that macaroni and cheese for me. My mama mac and cheese. Matter of fact, I already told her I'm going to buy the ingredients for me an extra pan. I got y'all next week, bro. Telling you something.
I'm gonna come through here next
It's
week.
mac and cheese.
There you go.
It's mac and cheese. I'm telling you. I wear sweats for Thanksgiving. People saying, man, why you starting to work out so much? Because Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'm gonna eat a whole lot of macaroni and cheese. You dig? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm ready to come through here for
I'm
macaroni and
looking-
cheese.
Oh yeah. Got to have that. And I like chicken and dumpling, but we don't do that on Thanksgiving. We do that usually the day after.
Yeah.
All right, Dwayne, what you got?
Okay, I'll go mac and cheese. I'll go stuffing. I'll go chitterlings.
Chitterlings? That what you said?
Yeah, the country way.
Okay.
Cause I don't eat a lot. I don't eat a lot of sides. Potato salad without relish. I don't need relish. And side. And y'all said ham, so I'll leave that off. Damn, so I don't eat a lot of stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Squash casserole. I do eat that. I eat my aunt makes it real good, and I don't even eat squash, but I eat squash casserole. My aunts, like JT said, just my aunts. So
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot one. My cousin Charlene's eggplant dressing with shrimp.
Did you say eggplant dressing?
Good Lord.
Ask somebody from New Orleans.
I'm not
Louisiana
judging. I
about
just
it.
want to make sure I heard you correctly.
It's on.
All right now. Ain't that a song, Charlene? Let me stop. Stop, because you're getting started. Okay, let's see my top 5. My Aunt Cheryl's dressing with her gravy. It's a dish called succotash. It's like it's like shoe peg corn and lima beans. Let's see, macaroni and cheese. It has to be either mine or my mother's. I gotta say sweet potato pie. I know that ain't a side, but we gotta stick that in there. Let's see, what else? Sheesh. What else do I eat on? Greens. Greens, I guess, / yams, but they got to be done the right way. And that's it.
All right. Yeah, I don't say everything, so.
All right, what's left?
But my stuff kind of random, so this is going to be perfect. Red beans and rice with all the curry they can give me. Ribs. What else? Cheesecake. I know it ain't a side, but damn it, I have it on all the plates, so it don't matter. My wife's macaroni and her mama's. It depends on who in the kitchen. I don't like to pick. I just tell them to throw both of them on the plate. What else? Butterfinger. What? Yeah, sometimes I just want a Butterfinger. It just
my God.
That can is about as old as Charlene.
No, hey, see what I'm saying? It's just something about it on Thanksgiving. I like
ready
it
for
cold,
that
fresh
one.
out the freezer too. So that just and I guess my number one would be some wings. See, I don't do a lot of sides like Dwayne, so a lot of my shit just be like, let me get a whole bunch of lemon pepper, extra wet, blue cheese. And we need to start eating salads on Thanksgiving because we fucking up our septic tanks and everything.
That's for the day after.
Yeah, clearly.
Or Saturday, something like that. That's for Friendsgiving. You know, after you kick it with the family, then you have a salad for the friends. But no, ain't no salads happening on. Ain't no salads happening.
Field peas.
Oh, I love field peas too.
Yeah, green beans is one of my favorites, but I eat that enough on days that's not Thanksgiving. Okay, we got a couple of comments here. Let's see, Orlena Lewis, what's happening? She said potato salad, yams, collards, stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Now, is your cranberry sauce the real cranberry sauce or the ones that you get in the can and you split up? I like the can. Yeah. What's going on, Miss Catherine? She has potato salad, yams, collard greens, dressing with giblets gravy, and homemade rolls. I didn't even think about homemade rolls, but yeah.
Homemade rolls.
Oh, Tyon Vick also said, in regards to the same way that they do Charleston White, they did the same thing to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
didn't like his delivery, so they missed the message most of the time. Tyon Vick. Vick, is that you using your son's account? What? Or is that Vic's son? I mean, might be, you know. Yeah, I'm having Thanksgiving over to my boy Vic's house this year. See, that boy be cooking. He go way out. Sister Jay Jay, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, King.
Having you here. Tell about the movie premiere again and
Yes.
where it's gonna be at and all that good stuff.
Come on out to the Georgia Piedmont Conference Center. We're doing a double feature. December the 7th. Doors open at 1:30. Movie premiere starts at 2. I start on time. Unbelievable Revenge, The Preacher and the Whore. Go to my site and get your tickets.
And next year, I'm the lead man in a couple of films of hers, so we'll let y'all.
Yes.
We're
We're gonna have fun next year.
Let y'all know about. We're gonna have the pilot. I meant the
Teaser.
The teaser. We're gonna have the teaser. We'll have it queued up for you in January.
Yep.
So that's gonna do it for us, man. Listen, everybody, it is Thanksgiving. If you're having some issues with family, reach out and give thanks that they're still living. Just reach out by text, even if you're having some issues. Text message shouldn't start an argument. Just say that you're thankful that they're still living. Hopefully you don't hate them enough to where you don't want them to be here on this earth. Give thanks. Enjoy the family. And we will see you next week. That's going to do it. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
And we out. You dig?
Drive safely. Don't drink and drive.
Proud being great.